7? Yeah, I will in just a minute.
In a world where law enforcement should uphold justice, some officers abuse their power and engage in illegal activities, leaving the public questioning their faith in the system. Do you know what goes into law enforcement's dark secrets? If not, then today's video will be shocking for you. In today's video, we'll show how body camera evidence brought corrupt cops to court, exposing their abusive behavior and the consequences that they faced. So, stay with us till the end. When police officers abuse their power and do illegal things, this hurts the public's trust in law enforcement and the dignity of law enforcement. This video dives deeper into the cases listed, providing a more full picture of the acts and consequences experienced by the corrupt police officers involved. Even though these cases are rare in law enforcement, it is important to talk about and look into them to keep justice and responsibility in place.
Well, a Raleigh police officer accused of selling cocaine while on duty.
CBS 17's Joseph Holloway has their latest on the investigation and reaction from the police chief.
Kevin Rodriguez, drug dealing in the Raleigh Police Department, North Carolina. Kevin Rodriguez's case revealed his involvement in the illegal drug trade while on duty as a Raleigh police officer.
Justice Department says Kevin Rodriguez distributed cocaine while working on duty in his position as a field operations division officer. As a condition of that plea, Rodriguez has agreed to permanently surrender his law enforcement certification. Rodriguez faces at least 10 years in prison when he's sentenced later this year.
Rodriguez's questionable activities were revealed during the inquiry, which led to a well-executed operation in which he supplied cocaine to a confidential informant. Rodriguez ultimately pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute cocaine, possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, and use of a handgun in furtherance of drug trafficking.
We've learned an RPD officer was arrested by the feds, according to an internal email sent to the police department. Officer Kevin Rodriguez was arrested by the Drug Enforcement Agency. When we asked Raleigh police to give us details, they would only say there's a news conference related to the arrest tomorrow morning. The Department of Justice mentioned that press conference involved distribution of cocaine, but they did not say who's being held responsible.
He was also charged with contraband possession for having smoking paraphernalia in his detention cell. Rodriguez's conduct had serious consequences. He lost his law enforcement license and was permanently forbidden from getting certification in North Carolina. Bill Miller, sexual abuse in Monroe County, Georgia.
You need to listen to this recording, Deputy Miller, while you have the chance.
Just 2 days after the Fox 5 I-team confronted a Monroe County deputy, he finds himself out of a job and in handcuffs. All of this stemming from a secret recording where he allegedly tried to blackmail a woman who he arrested into having sex.
Officer Bill Miller's case revealed a terrible example of sexual exploitation. Miller took use of his position of authority after arresting Ashley Roberts for DUI and narcotics possession. He called Roberts after her bond was released and set up a meeting, offering to make her charges disappear in exchange for sexual favors.
To get her charges removed if she did sexual favors for you?
Not me, buddy.
Oh yeah, we got the recording. Would you like to hear the recording? I've got it right here. You can listen to it.
But Deputy Bill Miller did not want to listen. In the end, it would make little difference.
He failed the law enforcement community. He failed this sheriff's office.
Roberts had secretly activated her mobile phone's audio recorder, documenting their conversation as evidence unbeknownst to Miller.
You come over here. I ain't gonna jump on your ass, I promise you. I mean, I'm good. I'm all right.
The tapes give a chilling account of Miller's unethical request, showing that he clearly abused his power. When Roberts reported the event to news outlets, Monroe County investigators were called in. Miller was arrested, sacked from the Monroe County Sheriff's Department, and charged with felony bribery and breach of the oath of office.
People look for the law enforcement for help, to assist them, and they've got to be able to trust us.
Miller was found guilty after a hearing. He was given a lifetime ban from working in law enforcement, in addition to 8 years of probation and a fine. Daniel Vickers and John Kennedy, bribery and integrity violation in Detroit, Michigan. The case of officers Daniel Vickers and John Kennedy in Detroit exposed a shady partnership between law enforcement and a towing company.
Our other top story at 5-2, Detroit police officers have been charged with taking bribes in connection with this ongoing scandal surrounding Detroit towing contracts.
Yeah, this is the same probe that's already taken down 2 city council members and has others under investigation.
But we begin this afternoon with 2 more officers being charged in a federal corruption investigation in Detroit.
Vickers and Kennedy plotted with the contractor, pledging protection in exchange for money. Their acts were an obvious violation of the city's rules, which severely banned the referral of towing services to organizations that were not on the department's rotation. These cops knowingly broke the rules, placing personal benefit ahead of their own sworn duty to serve and protect.
Detroit Police Lieutenant John Kennedy. He's the lieutenant leading officers at DPD's 7th Precinct in 2017. Kennedy worked in internal affairs, head of DPD's Integrity Unit. The FBI says Kennedy was in charge of an investigation into a tow company. Today's stunning charges allege that from 2018 to March of this year, Kennedy allegedly worked with Detroit officer Dan Vickers to give that tow company a massive amount of lucrative business in exchange for bribes.
The inquiry into their conduct resulted in federal bribery and conspiracy indictments. Vickers pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 27 months in jail, while Kennedy's sentence is still pending.
Today's court documents detail alleged conversations where Kennedy and Vickers allegedly told the tow company owner that with their insider status, he had nothing to worry about. The towing scandal continues to grow.
Their shady collaboration serves as a reminder that no one is above the law, regardless of position or rank. Zachary Webster, framing innocent people in Jackson County, Florida.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If we can
answer my phone?
Yeah. You can answer your phone. Trying to think what's going to be best for what is what is that right there?
What is what?
That right there.
What is what? This?
That straw right there.
This is not a straw, it's an ink pen.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
an ink pen.
It was connected. It looked like it was connected
straw.
to that arc. Just
hey,
hang
I just
tight,
got
okay?
pulled over that.
The actions of former Deputy Zachary Webster in Jackson County, Florida, sent shockwaves throughout the community. Webster, who was in charge of keeping the peace, abused his power by putting drugs on unsuspecting people during random traffic stops. His misbehavior included stopping drivers, putting drugs in their vehicles, and then presenting fake evidence to arrest them. The fact that Webster's conduct was filmed on his own body camera added to the gravity of his charges. The video exposes dishonest techniques and offered clear proof of his corruption. Webster was found guilty of racketeering, falsifying evidence, false detention, and possession of prohibited narcotics after a trial. As a result, he was sentenced to 12.5 years in state prison, a sharp reminder of the consequences of corrupt law enforcement officers. And we have reached the end of our video. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications if you want to be kept up to date on such kinds of law videos.